Welcome to WTNB's Be an Informed Voter Series. We're pleased this morning to have with us Mr. Teddy Bryson, who's a candidate for the Bradley County School Board.
Yes.
Tell our audience who Teddy Bryson is.
Well, I'm a lifelong resident of Bradley County. I attended the Bradley County schools, grades 1 through 12. The only exception was when I was in 8th grade, my mother got real sick, so I had to go live with my sister. But I told them that my goal in life was to go to Bradley High School and later in some type of sport. And so my brother allowed me to come back and live with his family at his house. I attended, like I said, graduated Bradley High School in 1966. I went on to go to Lee University, which I was very proud of, graduating from Lee. And then I immediately started teaching. I taught for 42 years. I taught at every grade level taught or supervised every grade level from grades K or pre-K through 12. I supervised all those grades. I know teaching well. I know the issues that involve teachers. All my brothers and sisters attended the Cleveland and Bradley County schools. My children all attended Bradley County schools. 2 of them were Mr. Walker Valley High School, Matt and Andy. My son Tommy has a degree from Lincoln Memorial University. My son Andy has a doctor's degree in pharmacy from Samford University, and my other son Matt is a lawyer in Chattanooga, graduating from Emory University. I know what we need to do for Bradley County schools. If you talk to teachers, they'll tell you what kind of person I am. I love teaching. I love my job. And when I got ready to retire, I turned it over to a young man who I felt could lead Oak Grove School on the greater heights, and his name is Buck Watson. Thank you. I'm a candidate for 3rd District School Board.
3rd District. Now tell us, some of our viewers do not know where the 3rd District is. Where is the 3rd District for the Bradley County School Board?
Okay. If you vote at Lee University or the Senior Center in the general election, you're in the 3rd District. Early voting for everybody is at Food City on the south end. It's at the commission office, and it's at the Bradley Square Mall, and they move it around at different places up there. But you're talking about the area around Lee University, Ocoee Street, and that area. You're talking about the area, Magnolia Lake, Foxfire, that area. It's a pretty Hive County, Hive City. So I understand running for Bradley County School Board member. We're over the Bradley County schools, but what I do affects the city residents or taxpayers too, and I very much respect what they have to say in addition to the county individuals.
Well, Mr. Bryson, a lot of folks know you, and of course we're a changing community. What do you see as the 2 most significant issues that the school board, which will be holding office for 4 years for this position? As I understand it, you alternate elections so that you maintain at least 4 or 3
Correct.
Incumbents every time. What do you think the 2 most significant issues are?
Well, the number 1 issue to me is the mismanagement of the school board's done with their tax money, taxpayers' tax money, and I'll give you specific examples. 1, the ouster of Johnny McDaniel at a tune of, I've heard anywhere from $150,000 to $250,000. It was a lot of money to buy his contract out, which he had just been elected a year before, I believe, Tennessee State Director of the Year. Whether you liked his policies or not, and so you might have disagreed some things, I oppose 100% buying out his contract for any reason. They did buy it out, and they bought it out for political reasons, and anybody knows what's going on in education knows that's true. They had meetings in Nashville about it, discussed it, and the issue, and then they came back and they told Mr. McDaniel what was going on. And if they offered me $250,000, I might have accepted it too.
Let me interrupt you if I may. Our new school board director, have you met Linda Cash?
I have met her, and she's a wonderful lady. Have no issue whatsoever. If I get elected to the school board, as far as I know, from every teacher, educator I've talked to, she has nothing to do with her. She's a wonderful lady, has excellent credentials, and doing an excellent job.
Good.
But more than one person can do that job, okay? and do a good job, and she's doing a good job.
Good. What do you think the second most significant issue is?
Well, but they had other issues on that. They proposed a 28-cent tax increase to build Lake Forest when it was going to take less than 10 cents to do it. Thank goodness the commission didn't accept it and found the money, and now they're taking credit for building it without a tax increase. They wanted a tax increase, and the taxpayers can look on the front page of the Cleveland Daily Banner, and see April the 22nd, 2015, that article. They're changing reading programs right now on midstream, which is going to cost money. We have like 3 or 4 more years left on the adoption. We could have used those books, and now they're getting rid of those books. They're cutting teaching positions to save money. And you ask teachers, that's very important to them, the classroom size or ratio, and they had cleaning service bids, and they took the highest bid, not the lowest bid. Now, there might be a good reason for that. I just don't know what it is. That's the major issue. And the second issue is we need to train our students for jobs of the future. The STEM program that people talk about is excellent. I just do not know if the best answer is we need to study one area that they talk about having it, or if they should have each school having their own STEM center, because I personally wouldn't want my kid living in Marks Valley driving the city.
What is the STEM center?
STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. And it's getting students ready for those good, really, really, really good jobs in the future. And they need to start early knowing about those skills and teaching. Well, we don't know what all the jobs of the future are going to be. We've got to educate them to change and adapt. But that's a good thing. The STEM program is excellent. But now everybody's not going to go to college. So we need to prepare all students and not just the high-end students.
That's a question somebody asked me. The STEM program, does this address this challenge to go ahead and change the focus of education to continue to go to college, or does the STEM program promote both that and at the same time the technical jobs, which the studies have shown over the past 5 years oftentimes lead to as great or greater successes than higher education?
Well, I was listening to Dave Ramsey on the radio the other day, and he was talking about that very thing. He said, people going to college now and they're getting in debt in $100,000, $200,000. It's not uncommon to have $200,000 in school loan. When he said technical job like you're talking about with good training are the people he looks to hire. And they said these jobs pay good. So college is very important. And we've gone from everybody needs to go to college. Well, I remember when I started out, very few were going to college. Then everybody's going to college now. But we need to study, and we need to give students opportunity to do so. One of my best friends was not a good student in school at all. And now he's vice president of a large company because Bradley County Schools gave him the opportunity to achieve. And that's what I'm talking about. I was a free lunch kid. I grew up poor. My mother was a single mom. I've got 4 brothers and 3 sisters. 3 of my brothers have doctor's degrees. 2 of my sisters have master's degree, and I have a master's degree. Education was important to my family. And all my brothers and sisters just about are teachers.
Yeah, but how do we, though, change from STEM as it is proposed, though everybody understands the need for some emphasis on science and some emphasis on math and those types of matters. That program, does it go both ways, higher education and technical?
The STEM program, the way I understand it, is more for the more advanced, the people are going to go into the skilled technology type jobs. But we need, like they used to call it in Europe, some of the countries have the two programs. You go either the academic, you're going to college, and you still take a lot of the same basic courses. But that program helps to address the needs of the good jobs of the future. But we're going to have students, we need to train students. Just because a student comes from the old field like I did does not mean they cannot achieve.
All right. Let me ask you, one of the major issues always is quality teachers. Are we paying our teachers enough?
No. But, and also, the board right now is not just not paying them enough. And people say, well, you're going to have to raise taxes. No, you don't. We could have not let Johnny McDaniel go and could have given them a raise. They claimed they saved $800,000 this year. They didn't save $800,000. The school board never spends all that budget. It's against the law for them to spend their budget. $800,000 was probably low. But the thing about teachers, it's not just the money. They recently were trying to cut, they give teachers $10 a day if they don't take their sick days when they retire. They cut that, but we protested and they took it back. They cut teachers' maternity benefits. They used to could take off for a year without pay, and now they've cut that to 18 weeks. And a lot of teachers need and want to stay off for a year, and some teachers have just gone on to other jobs because they said, I can't do it. I'm going to take a year off. But no, teachers' benefits are not good. They're not treating teachers right. And if you talk to teachers, they'll tell you the morale of teachers in the Bradley County schools, they're excellent. They're the best teachers anywhere in the Cleveland and Bradley County school system. But they are or need to quit having their benefits cut. And if I were there, I would try to honor the old contract as much as we could. As long as we had the money, I'd honor the contract that Bradley County school teachers had before.
State funding, local control seems to be the wave of what folks want to do. Let the state of Tennessee give us the funds, but yet we want to maintain local control. You know the big issue, core, the standards, national standards. Are we supposed to reduce the standards that are required of achievement of our students because we live in Bradley County?
No, sir. I had a teacher at my school that was actually on the state school board that comes up with some of that programs and the issues. The Common Core, I oppose. Most of my teachers oppose, but not all of them, and not all the central office. I'm 100% in favor of increasing our standards, and our teachers can and will do it. Oak Grove, when I was at Oak Grove, we never failed or never were on the list of schools that weren't doing well. We always did well. It was an excellent school, and it was because of our teachers. But Common Core, to make everybody teach the same thing across the country, I believe that if San Francisco or New York, whatever, wants to teach because the students that they have certain things, they ought to be able to. But in Tennessee, we ought to be able to teach things. Now, if you're talking about things that are prejudiced against any particular group, it ought to be that ought to be, everybody ought to have the same rights. But basically, issues should be decided at the local level. There are some things, the civil rights issues, for example, the federal government had to step in. But in most cases, when the federal government gives you money or steps in, they want to control the issues. And everybody don't fit into one pot. You know, Bradley County is not like Nevada. It's just not. And but on the same hand, if I want to live in Nevada, I move to Nevada and go with their standards.
Well, let me ask you about standardized achievement in those fields of study of English, science, technology, mathematics, whatever the course of study is. Right. Do we need standardized testing?
Yes, and Tennessee does a good job. We've always done well. There've got to be standards, and they need to be high standards, very high standards. And we, as I said, we do an excellent job with our scores. Our scores are going up. Teachers in Bradley County and teachers in the state of Tennessee know what needs to be done. If they will let them be involved, we're not stupid here. You know, we can do it, and we can do it as well as they can in Washington, better than they can in Washington, D.C. So, yes, we need standards, high standards.
All right. I want to talk with you very briefly here at the end.
Yes.
Tell me what distinguishes Teddy Bryson from the other candidate in the 3rd District.
Okay, first, I'm an educator, 42 years. I know the issues in education and problems. My opponent is a businessman and an excellent businessman, an honest businessman, does an excellent job. But he does not know the needs of teachers in school. He attended private schools mostly. I attended the public schools. I graduated from public schools, with the exception of Lee University. When I went on to college, I wanted to stay at the local level. I had to work when I was in school. I'm sure he didn't. He was born with a silver spoon in his mouth, and so to speak, probably part of the 1%. I grew up on free lunch, but my mother told me if you go to school and you work hard, you can be somebody. And I wanted to be somebody, and she said, you can't have a better job than being a teacher.
How about that? Thanks, Teddy Bryson, candidate for the 3rd District County School Board.
Thank you, sir.